Belize Watch. Knowledge of the past, impacting the present, building the future.
Audrey Budd has been a midwife for more than 4 decades. She takes great pride in the work she has done in ensuring the safe delivery of thousands of babies, especially in the rural areas of the Belize district. We recently visited her at her home in Sand Hill Village, where she shared her story with us. We will have that conversation after we hear from our partners, the Barry, Shell Belize Limited, Honorable Kevin Bernard, and the Belize Tourism Board.
Shell V-Power, with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
We are the Barry, offering you great products, good service, and of course, the lowest prices in the entire country. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio Cayo, Orange Rock, and now in San Pedro, La Isla Bonita. The Barry. Get more? Be less.
Unique, breathtaking, diverse are just some of the words that come to mind when describing Belize. To sustain the wonder, the beauty, the rich ecosystems around us, we must protect our wildlife, our trees, our marine life, and our barrier reef for the future, for the next generation. This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
In Orange Walk East, we are serious about serving our people. In Santa Marta, we have renovated and upgraded the community park, handed over equipment to maintain the park and cemetery, provided lights to the football field, support sports in the village, conducted maintenance of the water system, and carried out a continuous upgrading of the village roads. Honorable Kevin Bernard and the PUP committed to the people of Orange Walk East, delivering on Plan Belize.
It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
And we're in the backyard of Mrs. Audrey Gabriel Budd. And when I hear Budd, you usually think about Buddy Budd and Bud Bank wedding and what have you, the story of George Mackenzie, the late George Mackenzie. But Mrs. Audrey Budd just told me that she borrowed the name Budd because she's married Budd. Her real name is Audrey Gabriel. Miss Audrey, thank you for having me here in your backyard. But I understand you do so many things here in Sand Hill, Miss Audrey. You're a midwife. You have delivered countless babies. But it's best for you to tell me, what all you do, Miss Audrey?
I do about 15 different type of jobs.
My goodness, Miss Audrey.
And for Sand Hill, I'm a health worker for almost 40 years, voluntary. And I used to be the licensed tour guide. I used to be postal clerk, right for Sand Hill, and certified midwife, fully Sand Hill, and neighboring villages.
How many babies you deliver more or less, Miss Audrey?
Thousands.
Like Thousands?
Yes.
With an S?
Yes.
And how old you started delivering baby, Miss Audrey?
8 years old.
You were 28 years old. Well, I don't say your age right now, but that means you've been delivering.
I use a 70 because I want a cake with 7 candles.
My goodness. All right. So you have delivered thousands of babies since you're 28 years old. But let's get to know you.
And not only that, I did one this morning.
Serious?
Today.
How did that one go?
Very well. Very, very well.
Well, it seemed to me that all have gone very well. Have you had any instances where it has not gone very, very well?
What happens sometimes, some of the villagers with pop hair, thinking they cannot reach the hospital, and they have a right they cannot, and then I would do the baby, and when I look at the card, their clinic card, they would have some problem there, and then we transfer them for their safety.
Okay, for their own safety
Yes.
and good. But let's get to know you, Miss Audrey. Let's go to the very beginning of Mrs. Audrey Gabriel Budd, right?
All right, we'll start with the Gabriel, because before the Bob, the Gabriel was small.
Yes, I want to know what it was like when you were growing up, and I wanted from the beginning. Start from the beginning, Miss Audrey, of your life.
Okay, my mother is Jenny Leslie. She married Gabriel, and I am the 7th child for her. I was born in Belize. I was a home birth also. Not planned, but it happened.
When you say Belize, you're talking today's Belize City.
Yes. It used to be Cemetery Road.
Go ahead, Miss Audrey. Listen.
Then I was born there. From there, I went to attend Grace Chapel Primary School.
What was it like at Grace Chapel Primary School?
The folks,
Amara Avenue, right?
Amara Avenue. We used to live nearby.
So Miss Grace Banks and
Oh, yes. I just went to her funeral recently. Miss Edwards, Mr. Small. He's getting buried today. And a lot of other teachers, but those few I remember very well.
What are other memories you'd have of attending Grace Primary School?
Well, I had a board building. I remember Marian Leslie, she used to play the guitar. Today we play guitar also. I remember some Canadian people, I don't remember their names, but when you do well in school, you get awarded. Nice little bag with books and backpacks and all these things. And that makes you feel so encouraged to keep going. I want to come first, but I always come 5th.
Why you couldn't come first?
My sister, Marianne, it's both of us, she lives in Sand Hill also. She wants to be first. She don't get enough rest. She make big preparation. I just want to pass. Because then if I wake up, I don't go back to sleep and no, it's too much for me. That's because I don't only want to be a teacher. She wanted to be, and she teaches.
But she's teaching today?
No, she retired like 7-8 years now.
But she taught, her profession was teaching?
45 years here and in Sand Hill, and retired like 9.
Wow.
And she's still helping out at school.
So what year are we talking about when you used to go to Grace Primary School?
Well, I was born 1953, and 1957. I was 4 years old.
And you can recall what going to school was like. When I say going to school, the way to school was like, what Belize City was like in those days. What as a child growing up, what captured you about Belize City? What was most outstanding for you in Belize City, and what you did not like about Belize?
Okay.
Just tell me your impressions of growing up.
Okay, my grandfather used to be at a place called Northern Lagoon, and my grandmother.
That's not in the city.
No. So we stayed out there, and then we, like 3-4 years old, coming to start school, we wind up there with my mother, and then went to Grace Chapel School. So all the way back from Northern Lagoon, my grandfather used to plant, he used to be a hunter, he used to be a farmer. He raised a whole lot of chicken, and I mean a lot, thousands of chickens.
So you have a backyard like this?
And all this. See, so he do a lot of things. And it seemed like that's what captured me. So then when I went to the city and went to school, I'm not so very fond of the city life at all. No chickens, no this. But I made little gardens at the age of 7. I made garden and still reap.
Okay. Now, Northern Lagoon. You say you grew up in Northern Lagoon, came to school in the city, in today's Belize City. But what was it like coming from Northern Lagoon? What was the route that you used? Because I don't think you had a very good road at that time.
No, we come in boat. My grandfather was a shipwright, and I understand this later on. He built this big boat that used to transport people from Rio Hondo back and forth. The photos are in the museum.
The Africola?
No, it was named after his wife,
Okay.
EML, Emma Moncrief Leslie.
EML. So what you recall of the EML?
I didn't know that.
You didn't go on the
No.
EML?
No, I wasn't born then.
But then at the
It
time...
was 1919 when that used to be back and forth.
Okay.
And it used to station at Punta Gorda. That's what it says there at the museum.
Oh, so it was up and down.
Yes, but it used to station there and back and forth.
Okay.
That was before I was born.
So your route would have been through Burden Canal, which means you'll pass under the bridge,
Yes.
Burden Canal Bridge, right? And you went up Burden Canal to Northern Lagoon, where you lived, right? You said Northern Lagoon was where you lived.
You pass Jones Lagoon
Jones
first.
Lagoon, yeah, Jones
Then
Lagoon.
Northern
Then
Lagoon.
Northern
So
Lagoon.
one is a smaller lagoon,
Yes, Jones is
then
the
you get to
small.
the bigger one. And when you reach there and you want to go further to Malante, you cross, you continue, and then there's
Cross the Siboon River.
and then there's the creek again.
So after you graduated from Grace Primary School, what happened?
There comes the hurricane, and we had to move where we are right now from 1961, had the hurricane, and then I went to Wesley College.
Oh, I need to ask you a question, right? What are your memories of Hurricane Hattie?
Ooh, our friends drowned, the house blew down, we cannot get outside. My mother had a young baby, she had to swim over the water to the neighbor to lift the baby there, and when she came back, she couldn't even find the fence.
What happened to the baby?
She left the baby with the neighbor. The house was higher.
Okay.
So then we stayed in the house, cannot get out because the house fell. There's a post blocked the door. She went through the window with the baby, like I say. And then we stayed up there on the loft. She put all of us up there. The water was raising and all the things blew down, and we stayed there for 2 days.
It was a scary time, right? How did you manage to survive with
It was
eating?
scary for us because when you're a
Too
kid,
young, not true?
you don't think the responsibility. But you see mommy taking the baby. Mommy, where's the baby? Oh, I leave it over there. It's a safety. Then came back for us. But then the house couldn't open, and we up there, and all the zinc blew off. So we kind of see it, and we take it like a joke. Oh, this fall down, and this turn over, and that.
You were a 9-year-old
Like
when,
kinda,
when
yes.
that happened,
Yes.
right? So, yeah, because when the
8 to 9.
1961.
Yep.
But Hurricane Hattie will forever remain etched in the memories of our nation
Yes.
because it marked a significant change in the history
It
of our country.
does, and the water was very high. That water is high, and it's rolling, rolling. But it wasn't scary for me because, like I say, children don't see that. The parents will maybe experience a hurricane before, kind of like, for us, we kind of, oh, we want to bathe in the water. She said, get your inside and go up there.
You don't even know why the breeze blow so hard, no?
Exactly. And dory and all this, the paddle boat, and you kind of like,
Sink
am
the
I in
fly boat.
Northern Lagoon and sink the fly boat. But some neighbors start drowning. Some of them went to school with us. So it kind of like, what? And the current taking them and all this.
And you could hear the screaming.
Yes, you
and
can.
I
And you
recall.
know the children, them, you kind of know, they went to school with us.
I recall that night of Hurricane Hattie. It was a horrible night for me. I was 11 years old when it happened, and
So we're both young.
yeah, so I can always recall Hurricane Hattie, the screaming of people passing by, not passing by, being swept by,
Exactly.
the ropes being thrown from our house because it withstood the hurricane to pull in people who were just floating by. I mean, it was horrible. That's why I asked you about your memories of Hurricane Hattie changing the course of Belizean history, I think, forever, because it caused that massive migration after it happened. But did your folks migrate to the United States after Hurricane Hattie? Like what a
Some
lot of
went
people-
before, some went during, and some after, but not that for that reason. We always like to travel. I'm one of them, but I don't want to stay there. I love my Belize. I love the farmland. I love my creatures. I used to have a lot of sheep, and yes.
Now post-hurricane, immediately after the hurricane, what did your family do to recover? How was the recovery process where your family was concerned?
Well, my grandfather, they were farmers, and then we had moved to a place where he had theirs, a family place. My mother is there even up to now from 1961. She's still there.
Where is that family place?
West College Canal.
Okay, so you had a place, a
And
base
it's
in the
still
city.
there, and my mother is still there,
Okay.
93 years old.
So you want to tell her hello? You want to greet her since you have this
yes.
opportunity?
Hi, Mom.
What's her name? And maybe you might want to tell her a few words. Maybe.
Mom, hello. Miss Jenny. We call her Aunt Jenny because my grandmother, we say Ma. Aunt Jenny, morning. If it's morning, and if it's afternoon, it's afternoon. And if it's night, good night, Mom.
Okay.
I'll see you soon.
Tell her you love her, man.
Love you there.
Yes, as easy as that, you know. So you grew. So you all survived and went to East the Canal, like you're saying, right?
Yes.
And you continued Grace Primary School, I guess, till you graduated, and then now you come out high school. What, you do high school, or where did you?
The Wesley School.
When
When hurricane, we leave from Grace Chapel and went to Wesley School because of the location.
Wesley School.
And from Wesley School,
To Wesley College. Uh-huh,
Yes, where my family was there. Joe Belize.
Joey Belize.
Joey Belize.
I remember Joey Belize
My
so well.
grandmother is Belize. Belize, Leslie, Gabriel, Budd Bank.
Joey Belize is an outstanding Belizean educator, right? I can remember a lot of good things about Joey Belize.
Oh, yes. And not only that, a lot of Belize there, they are mostly teachers. My grandmother was a teacher, my mother was a teacher, my sister is a teacher, and they think everybody going to be a teacher except me. I try a little piece of it.
You try a little piece of it.
Yes, right in San Hill.
So tell me about that teaching experience, that little piece you try.
Well, the little piece that I tried was not for long, and my sister took over, and she teach a whole nearly 50 years. What happened, the children, this is amazing for me, the children that I taught there, I wind up doing their babies later on. The one I did this morning, the father I used to teach, all the way back there. You see? And then in Sand Hill too, I had opened the first daycare, and then that went over to preschool. So I did that right in the home. Just to learn that my grandmother did the same thing in Northern Lagoon. I learned that when she already died.
Wow.
So it seemed like we like the school thing, but I like to move around.
You like to move around, and
Oh, yes.
you told me about something. You like fishing, not true?
Love it. I was fishing from when I was 7. Now 70, that's a long time.
From 7 to 70.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sound like one body.
That's a whole lifetime. So what are the areas you go fishing? What are your favorite fishing grounds? If you could share that secret with me.
Lagoon,
You're
Mexico
talking about Crooked Tree
Lagoon, Crooked Tree Lagoon. They have a place they call Leonard Bocadia, Washing Tree, because I used to camp, but Black Creek, Tinas.
Now, going back to the thousands of babies that you have delivered, how did that start? What made you interested in midwifery?
I
Teach at a midwife?
teach her to a lot of things. I find myself as a young person doing a lot of volunteer work. One of them was visiting the hospital and bam, bam, bam. So I move around. I was thinking maybe I want to be a nurse. And I said, no, I don't want to be a nurse. Now it's at 24/7 something. No. And then I recently got married. What? I can't. No. I fish around. While fishing around, a doctor said to me, are you a nurse? You don't wear a uniform, but you do the nurse work. I said, well, when you want to learn something, you go voluntary. And then I'll turn you down. He said, but you have the potentials to be a nurse. I said, well, you know something, maybe a midwife. And then later on...
Well, what made you say maybe a midwife? Because there's so many other areas of nursing.
There was an experience in Sand Hill where a baby was born on the ground. And at that time, they didn't have the good road. And there was a truck that used to come pick them up. And I saw the lady at the roadside waiting for the truck. And then she went down there. I heard the baby cry. A lot of people started gathering, waiting for the transportation. And I said, somebody need to do this job because this is kind of like to expose. So I chased everybody as usual. I tried the ambulance thing too, so I learned to chase them. Well, from then I started that. So I get rid of them and cover her and cough an ambulance. And I said, somebody needs to do that. Well, since from then till now, I am the person. But that's a big gap between, and I mean a large gap.
How about the training? How did you get trained?
Well, I get the training through the hospital and the nursing school and all this. And additional, I on my own put in for the ambulance and different, courses to help. And then when I go abroad, because I travel a lot, when I go abroad, I still visit these places, talk with these doctors, and learn a little here, a little there, put everything together. And put the common sense with it. It comes with, everything comes with common sense. My grandfather used to say, education is good. You got to have the study ration to go with it. Otherwise, you look like a educated fool.
So it's not just, I book smart. It's more book combined with the practical. But putting giving the practical, it's important.
That's where the experience come in.
Yeah. So
I have like 40 years of experience.
40 years of experience.
40 years. Different position of baby, taking out baby by the foot, by the buttocks, all kind of thing. Yes.
And your services just cover this area here, or people from other parts of the country know you?
Parts, but it would be like from Orange Walk down, it's got to be north. Mascal, Bomba, Nagobank, Borel Boom, and be rural north, put it that way. But I did one outside of rural north and find out that I was out of my zone. So then I get that was it. So the training now, when I was doing that in the hospital, and I got through with flying colors because I was supposed to deliver 6 babies in front of the doctor. And I kind of like, they are in labor, and tonight they have the baby, and I got to go home. I said, I'll take that night. My mother lives in Belize, and I take extra clothes. I deliver 36. So the doctor said, we need to get you a letter for the instead of 636 for the chairman. I said, that's the chairman's wife over there. That's the first baby for the village of Sand Hill. In the hospital, that's the chairman's wife. So I didn't have to get the letter either.
Okay. So you ready-made, basically.
Well, you say it again.
Yeah. And it seems to me that it's something that you enjoy doing.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
You also did other things as well, besides being a midwife, you told me. You know,
yes.
Postal clerk, teacher, midwife, and your tour guide. I'm trying to imagine you as a gas station attendant. How was that?
It was great. I used to work with Frank Spooner. I was very young. Then I used to be a secretary for Cuthbert Burrell. And then I did preschool, mermaid preschool, So those are things that comes between, but I love the tour guide thing too.
We will continue our discussion with Audrey Budd as she speaks of her involvement in the community and her appreciation for music. But first, a word from our partners, the Barry, Shell Belize Limited, Honorable Kevin Bernard, and the Belize Tourism Board.
Shell V-Power, with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
We are the Barry, offering you great products, good service, and of course, the lowest prices in the entire country. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, Sa Ignacio Cayo, Orange, and now in San Pedro, La Isla Bonita. The Barry. Get more? Piles.
Unique, breathtaking, diverse are just some of the words that come to mind when describing Belize. To sustain the wonder, the beauty, the rich ecosystems around us, we must protect our wildlife, our trees, our marine life, and our barrier reef for the future, for the next generation. This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
In Orange Walk East, we are serious about serving our people. In Santa Marta, we have renovated and upgraded the community park, handed over equipment to maintain the park and cemetery, provided lights to the football field, support sports in the village, conducted maintenance of the water system, and carried out a continuous upgrading of the village roads. Honorable Kevin Bernard and the PUP committed to the people of Orange Walk East, delivering on Plan Belize.
It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
One of your careers that I wanted to explore a bit further was the career that you took with as a tour guide, because tourism is a key industry in Belize, and so I'd like for you to share with me some of your experiences, how you became a tour guide, and some of the instances on where you would take people on tour and that.
So we go to tourist village, and if the guide is going and he say, okay, we need somebody else to go along. So then we go along. Banana Bank, you jump on a horse, you France Eddy, where the zip line, we do some of that. I wound up being a photographer once, and then we had 3 of us. I was a photographer, another person print the pictures, and we sold it right there. We used to go and take off the people from Old Belize. We take them to the ship and take them to the Keys, swim around, snorkeling and so forth, and bring them back. Mm-hmm. Different keys we take them, like Key Chapel and Harvest Key, and different keys that they want to go, and bring them back to the ship, so they don't go nowhere else. From the ship to the Key and back, snorkeling and what's not.
But then it sounds to me that even though you were doing all of that, the delivery of babies were always your priority, because that's why you did not take it on full time. So you would make sure that day, more than likely, you would not have to cut a tour short to deliver a baby, right?
Exactly.
How did you work that?
What happened, if I have 5 patients, let's say I have 5 patients, example, for this month, then I have their phone number, and then somebody say, oh, do you want to go on a little tour? I said, let me check with them. Okay, they are okay for that day. I only go for the same day and come back. So then I work with that. If they call and ask me, well, can you go on a tour? I would say to them, well, listen to me, I have a patient right now, and she don't have a baby till tonight, and tomorrow she's going home. 24 hours, I got to keep them. That's the rule. So then I don't have a problem with that. So sometimes I go, sometimes I don't. But this one time, it really get to me. We went to Banana Bank. I don't really like horse, but I learned to ride horse right here through my husband. And then he have a horse where like walk slow. He said, well, after the one you ride, we carry the next one and throw you down. I went to Banana Bank, and they say to me, first time riders on the side, and those that know to ride horse. No, I don't know really first time rider, but I don't know about the crazy horse. Mm-hmm. Well, I jump on the crazy horse and throw me down. Mm-hmm. But I never come back to Banana Bank, because I want to throw me down. But I ride the least slow horse, and I work with that if you have to. Like when we make plantation, I have it so far, then you go up on the horse. I remember one time, I went on Mascal Road now with the horse. Coming back, when the horse play full and the slow for go. So you have the spur. When I touch on now, you kick up in the air. I say, I must juke on too hard. No, coming back, I went on the road now. So we shell some car, we spend the overnight, and we put the bag cross. I like camp out, I make tent and camp out. And cross, we used to do stave for fish pot, and my father used to fix them. I had learned that too. I even have some pictures. And then went up on the road. No, because they loaded now, the horse they go. I want the horse. I see this big truck coming from Belize going to Mascal. I tell the horse, listen to me. You're going into the truck. Move off of the road. The truck stop and he say, Miss Budd, just pull the rope. Pull it aside, and the horse going by you. You in control of the horse. I said, thank you, Jesus, because the truck come in, and I had up on this horse.
And the horse carry, he won't carry.
Right there, so because I do watch the truck, and the horse to go direct to the truck, just like when you're driving, I fly bite you there now, and then you're kind of like, instead of pull off of the road and kill the fly, you're dead, they try to see, and that thing is licking, and you're like, Man, but I had enjoyed that. So the Lee horse ride, the Lee banana bank, the France heady you walk across where they have a different name when they call it. Call the place. Yes, France Heady up on the road like going to Mango, like when you're going to Belmopan, just before Belmopan. The place name France Heady. Jaguar Park. I used to be there for a long time, taking pictures only. You know, and then the other guys that carried them on the tire and got them this flop through the river and that nice. Nice. I'm really scared for the platform one spell with the zip line. So I zipped the line quite well. And if I get down, I say, you must slide down this rope here. Well, you know how to do it once because you know what? You take the tea off the can and you get down. And after that, it's easier. Like the first time for anything kind of hard.
What experience stand out in your mind when it comes to being a tour guide? What would be that would readily come to mind? I mean, you described a whole lot of things that you did just now, but what would be one that would, as you think tour guiding is,
loving people, learn their culture, making friends, interact with them. That's what I love. And that's when I'm little. Okay. I don't like a crowd, you know, like I say, okay, they have a big entertainment or the big party. No, that's not the crowd I want. I like people I can interact with. Okay. So interaction will be the thing.
And what would be your favorite line about Belize? You know, like for example, mine is the most beautiful country in the world. And then I thought
the keys. Ooh, the fishing, the snorkeling. Ooh, the blue lagoon. You spread something there and you have like peace of mind. Anywhere where I see water. Ooh, that's peace of mind. You don't really have to go states and go here and go there. States is coming here.
Yes, I agree.
And you have the bush trail and different things. But they see. Yes, all these lovely keys, man. Barrier Reef, man.
You still the tour guide?
Alton Ha,
yeah. Right in the back there,
I
yeah.
deliver babies right around there. So then, wherever I go, babies are coming around all about. So I had gotten a certificate with Alton Ha for the tour guide. And then what again to the Malante. We went like 4 miles from Belize. Restricted area. And you see the Malante coming up. Oh yes. Animals, birds, crooked tree birds. You go there and you see the bird. Man, I go fishing and sometimes I see a lot of birds. I have to lay back. Yes. So Belize is rich. Very rich.
Yeah, it's a blessed country.
It is.
And to me, it's blessed with, nature has blessed thee with wealth untold.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Be a tourist in your own country.
That's right. No place like home.
Yeah, there's no place like home. And that's why I can't figure out. Sometimes people go to say something. I want to come back and I'd rather stay and put it in. Well, I can't fit there at all. Homeland.
You have to come back to your only yard at Sun Hill, no?
Exactly. And the fruits are in season and you eat one of the mango now, and you eat your cashew, and you make your, a matter of fact, I have cashew juice there for you all.
Serious? I'm looking forward to that.
It's the way to go.
No, tell me, community life here in Sand Hill, and you mentioned earlier that you do a lot of community work like post office and a whole lot of things.
Yes.
Run a list down for me, the community life.
And you have, when you plant your leaf to vegetables, you share it with the elderly and disability peoples. The elderly, what I do, at that time, I used to take them to social development and get a little card and get leave $5, you know, because then everybody have pension and different things. So you do that for them. If they are sick, you go to them. I would go because then they're old already. So I always look out. I make soup once a week and share with the elderly and the disability person. Sometimes I do food. I did the post office. I did, like I said, the dressing and different things that the health work apart, you know. And it makes it easier because you can teach somebody to do something. It's like, let me give you an example. A mother was up and down with a child. And she said to me, I have to go and get dressing every day. Sometimes I don't have the money. Okay, I give her a little money. No, I said, you know what? Something came to my mind. I did that one time. Bring the child. Don't let the child miss school. Because we grow up like, you need to get an education. So that You need to know where you're going, doing what, and you need knowledge. So listen to me. Bring the child at night. I do the dressing and go to school in the daytime. I didn't find no problem. We don't have enough dressing and little things. Can you not get supplies? So what happened? You buy some things and you make some things. I had learned that at the hospital. When nothing there for do and things slow down, you make a little dressing and you make a little ball of things and you buy a little medicine and you stretch it. Done. Go to Chatham Mall and buy things and get it cheaper. So even that, you jump across the line and bring a little things. So you could, various ways. Community-wise, a lot of people with cancer patients, a lot of people want a visit to for different reasons. I take them to Chatham Mall. Sometimes I send them straight to Merida. Bam, bam, bam. One time I took somebody to Merida. We did not have a passport for her. I asked for a day pass. And when I went to Chatham Mall, they say, straight to Merida. I said, well, we're going. We're not turning back. Yeah. And left that there, came back to the family, tell them what is what. She had to take an emergency operation. Family came back and they paid. So they trust me. They had asked, what relationship to the person? The lady said, it's my daughter that I have never gave birth to. I said, wow, that sounds good. That's what the lady said to the authorities, to the doctor. It's my daughter that I never gave birth to, but she's a daughter to me. I love that. That means you can do anything for anybody without trying to make it, you have to be a family, you have to be this. No. And you go all the way, go the extra mile.
You mentioned something about being paid. Do you deliver babies?
Yes, it comes with a price.
With a price?
With only $50. So now we have two change, and sometimes we go bartering. Until I grow with that, and I love it. I remember Northern Lagoon, planting. My grandpa had planted a lot of things. Oh, he have the corn, and this one have the rice, and they have that. It's not about money. So when my grandmother would say, money is not everything, I agree with her fully. It's not everything. So then...
It's being excellent at what you do.
I go bartering even now.
So you'll barter your services?
Okay. Well, they do it that way. For me, I would say, oh, COVID is on, I'm going to do some free deliveries. And next thing I find some planting on the step, a bucket of tomato, I don't even know who sent it. And we just share it around to...
Oh, that's the type of barter you're talking about.
Yes.
But you being paid does not determine...
We work with what they have. You charge the family, but at the same
what
time...
if they can't afford?
But that's what I'm saying. Most of them would say, okay, I have a farm. So I said, we work the farm. Oh, I get chickens, tomato, coconut, green coconut water. I work with that. I work with it.
So really, the money is not the like you said, the issue, right? So I guess you must have done quite a number of free deliveries then.
Well, it's the way to go. COVID came in, some don't have job. If hurricane come, disaster, their crop spoil. I am a farmer, so I kind of know when crop spoil, you have to start over again. You work with that.
Have you ever turned back anyone?
Never.
Okay.
But you have to select. You select like this. If they have not emergency, what do you call it? High risk, high blood pressure, diabetes, low blood. Yes, because you're looking out for the welfare of the person and not the money. So then I like that. But you explain that to them. It's not that I don't want to do it, but you don't have time to get this fixed up. So then I could accompany you and I go with them. It's a little different now because with the COVID, well, they don't want to having people there, so then they stay alone. So I would be with them, still support them, and kind of the last minute they drop in. So that could work too. So there's many ways of supporting. Yes.
You're quite a sensational person, Miss Audrey. I mean, you do quite a lot, Mrs. Audrey Budd.
I go to my sister Marianne, and she get her guitar, and me get my guitar, and we sometimes watch a little Oliver, but then I will play Can't Walk to My Plantation. I remember the old days. Marianne Leslie, Mr. Small, Grace Chapel School. The songs they still linger there, folk songs.
Okay, let's go. Can't Walk to My Plantation.
Can't walk to my plantation, can't walk the atoll. Can't walk to my plantation, can't walk the atoll. Ping wing juk me mosquito bite me, can't walk the atoll. Ping wing juk me mosquito bite me, can't walk the atoll. Can't walk to me plantation, can't walk that all. Can't walk to me plantation, can't walk to it all. Bing wing joke be mosquito bite me, can't walk that all. Bing wing joke be mosquito bite me, can't walk that all. Can't walk to me plantation, can't walk that all. Can't walk to me plantation, can't walk that all. I gonna malante.
Spend my day and a half, and when my money done, I know where I'm going that.
Jericho, where your mommy there? Jericho, where your mommy there? Jericho, where your mommy there? Jericho, where your mommy there?
I got a man and tea to spend a day and a half, and when my money done, I'll
When-
be down.
Jericho, where your mommy there? 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 Grace Chapel School.
Grace Chapel School.
Miss Edwards.
Miss Edwards would have taught you a lot, and she was an
Yes,
outstanding
and she's
lady.
Still around.
Yes.
We still visit her. She visits us.
Miss Edwards is right here in Sand Hill,
Yes,
the Sand
she
Hill area,
lives in
right?
Sand Hill. She does. She
Maybe we could
does.
say hello to her, you know.
Yes. Hello, Miss Edwards. How are you?
Hi, Miss
We
Edwards.
remember you from way back. Brad Spatico.
Yes, Brad.
Ooh.
My cousin
Joey
Brad.
Bilal.
Joey.
Ooh. Alice Bilal. She taught me. Ida Ann, she's still playing her music. She teaches music. My sister Marianne with the guitar. She teaches the school to play guitar. She's still doing it at home. Yes, yes, yes.
The next song you like play?
What song I like there?
I one beside them too, where we just
I
gone
like
through.
church song though.
Huh?
I like church song.
Well, which one of the church songs do you like?
Jesus has a table spread where the folks of God are fed. He invites his chosen children all the time. With his manner he doth feed, he provide their every need. And it's good to sup with Jesus all the time. Come and dine, Master call it, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed multitude turned the water into wine. The hungry soul he call it, come and dine.
Nice, nice, very nice. Which church you go to? Adventist. And you go to church every Sabbath?
Yes, well, I don't have a patient. And if I have a patient, we sing right here. Yes, because I still like sing.
Okay.
Yes.
Multi-talented.
My mother sings, and she's 93. She came up here for her birthday, and we have a whole recording. She sings, we all sing together, and we just play the music and play the music sweet.
Tell me something about Mom then, since she's still alive. Tell me a bit of the memories
My
of Mom.
mom, she is a person that helps everybody. She's a helper, and we kind of followed that. We make ourselves cheerful by singing. We love to share. If you have one plate of food, you say, no, keep it from people, cut it in half, and you share them, or you give it, and you make something later because you're at home. Things like that. So she raised other children with us, and we do the same thing. We do the same thing. I raise a lot of children, they get big and they're gone, then they still remember me. Yes, yes, we do.
So,
Very kind person, and she does not forget nothing. When I go and take care of her, I go and spend overnight or 2 days, and she will, oh, remember, Ma, you know who is with you? Oh, Adrienne, leg of my hand, that's what she called me. Yes, Adrienne, leg of my hand. Because I used to like holy hand, he said, when I'm young.
where the leg of my hand come from?
And then he said, you know something, you me born home, you know. I said, Ma, you remember when I born? 5th of November 1953 at your aunt's house. I never beat the hospital. I said, Ma, you must get a customer that, because listen to me. I lived at Belize, and when you have pain, you send me for a taxi when I come back to baby, then done born, about 5 or 6 born home. Out of the 12. So then, they ended up home delivery too. But you still went up to the hospital because then that nothing happened. You see? Now I do the babies home when I go to the hospital. Just the opposite. You see? Yep.
So mom is...
My mother great. She used to be a teacher. Yes, teacher. So my grandmother was a teacher. She don't teach. Nearly all the Belize, nearly all the Leslie, they teach and preach. Until I have an uncle in Dangriga, and I went there with somebody to see a delivery. And they say, I know your uncle. You know what they call him? Walking encyclopedia. I went over the other side. He said, oh, walking dictionary. Wilfred Leslie. I said, that's my mother's brother. We'll never forget him. He plays for the Queen, and he plays for this one, and they go up for the Queen, 10th of September, and he plays the music. He could play it with the eye closed.
And you said Leslie just now, I think Sister Amy Leslie?
Yes, that's my grandfather's sister, and Lily Leslie. They were sisters.
Audrey Budd speaks of some of the changes over the years and offers some life advice when we come back. We break to hear from our partners, the Barry, Shell Belize Limited, Honorable Kevin Bernard, and the Belize Tourism Board.
Shell V-Power with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
We are the Barry, offering you great products, good service, and of course, the lowest prices in the entire country. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio Cayo, Orangeat, and now in San Pedro, La Isla Bonita. The Barry. Get more? Be less.
Unique, breathtaking, diverse are just some of the words that come to mind when describing Belize. To sustain the wonder, the beauty, the rich ecosystems around us, we must protect our wildlife, our trees, our marine life, and our barrier reef for the future, for the next generation. This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
In Orange Walk East, we are serious about serving our people. In Santa Marta, we have renovated and upgraded the community park, handed over equipment to maintain the park and cemetery, provided lights to the football field, support sports in the village, conducted maintenance of the water system, and carried out a continuous upgrading of the village roads. Honorable Kevin Bernard and the PUP committed to the people of Orange Walk East, delivering on Plan Belize.
It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
Things do change a lot, and there are a lot of changes that happened since the time we were growing up and today. What do you think of some of the changes that have happened over the years? You know, you were talking, for example, earlier about us going to the homes and sharing food and sharing and caring for each other. Let's look at some of the changes.
Okay. Sharing and caring for others is less. I don't know if the people are stressed out or it's just the time or people are occupied with so many different things and don't really find time, but we make time for that. Now, changes I saw in gardening, agriculture.
Okay.
When I was young, my grandfather, I was 4 years old, my grandfather raised a lot of chickens and plant a lot. He used to hunt and he still go fishing. What happened, the difference I see now, we use fertilizer here, and at that time, we used to get the wild grass. We call it mole, and put it around the plants, and the watermelon big. You can't pick up some of them. You have to cut it because it's kind of awkward, long, you know. They were used to bigger. Today we use the chemicals. They sprays them. We never used to do that. We turn over the garden. We turn over the dirt. So we get the fresh soil underneath. And you also select the ground you want to plant. Cahoon Ridge, fertile ground. He would say things like, if you see where calabash grows, the ground is good to plant. And it is good. Somebody came here one time and said to me, you the plant corn in a sun? I said, I get them all the time. He said, well, that can't happen. Well, it more than happen. I even have pictures. It happened, but you get one crop. So you work with what you have. The chickens, the manure, the stool, the dung, you put that around the plants. Then you don't need the fertilizers. This is natural. We used to have to walk around and pick up the cow stool, the horse stool, and put into like drums with water, and they wet the plants with it. So we had a lot of work to do. My grandfather took a windmill and made a coconut cutter, and we grated 1,000 coconut for the day, and that was cooked in a drum. 25 cents for one pint of oil. Some woman, coconut oil, they're like $12 to $15 for a quart. So things different. So that was a difference. And today, you dig out pan and feed fish while you go and catch your fishes. We even had dogs that catch fish. When I tell my grandchildren, they say, dog, they catch fish. I say, I hope that time they would have videos, they would have seen difference. So today we feed fish. Sorry, the other time you catch fish. In Northern Lagoon, we still have the place there. In the morning, you go early with your dish pan. The shark chase in the stone bars. They jump off the land. You hurry, pick them up and put them in because they jump right back into water. My granddaughter, my children look at me like, what? Are you losing it? No, I'm not losing it. That's how things used to be. Now, at that time, we fish in with line. Now they have nets. They set net, they pull net, they have all kind of nets, so they scrape everything, big and small and everything. And I guess that's why people have to put fish in a pond and try to raise it. Because everything, they go like that. So that's another difference. How you catch your fish, what you do with them, how you work things, I was in a cashew club group in Sand Hill one time, and they taught us how to pick up the cashew seed and put it in this thing, and they boil it. It doesn't taste the same. People roast cashew seed, but they steam it, so they get upgrade, but it's not the same. So that's another difference in something there. That's another difference. They do things differently. I like the old way because the other way is more expensive. Because you're not to want to do anything when you have to go the expensive way. My first language, let me swing back now. My mother said, when you was little, I went to San Antonio. And you're playing with all the little kids there. We spent a whole year there.
That's San Antonio, Toledo.
Yes, because she had a sister there. And while jumping around, my mother said, listen to she now. She did talk Maya now. Her first language, Maya. That's when I was little. It's only hearing that. That's only a knowledge.
And you learned Maya and Maya.
No, yes, but 1 year. So the children, what they talk, you follow.
Yeah.
But that's what she told me. She'd say, you are amazing. You're amazing because a lot of little things. You go on home and then you talk Maya. Then you try to do what my grandpa do. Not know your husband so much because your husband know all this kind of work. But you don't learn that from that. You get this from Northern Lagoon because you do that in Belize at a young age. I remember like a great wife, Miss Eleanor Gray, used to come there at night and pick off tomatoes and sweet pepper and this and that. And I said, you could go ahead because they bear so fast. She said, no, I'm going to give you a little money. I said, you never have to do that, you know. My granny said money and everything. He said, put it in our piggy bank. That's the age when I was planting. Put it in our piggy bank. I put it in there, and that grow and grow and grow, and later on, my mother opened a credit union book with the same money. I do that for my grandchildren now. Let them put a little something aside for rainy day. Well, I just hope nobody step in and say, I am Mr. Rainy Day, and goes with the cash. So I'll make sure I hide that.
That's a good one.
I know. So those are little difference. Another difference that I see here, as a tour guide, I'm going to swing a little.
No, you go ahead. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
Have a lot of plants around. Have medicinal plants. Oh, this is good for that and that and that. This is what used to be used in the olden days. Today we go to the doctor and the Bible says the herbs for the healing of the land. Some are familiar with a lot of herbs. Even the tea and the fever grass and the parsley and the apasote. These are the things. But the young people don't want that. So, you know, you don't even have expense with that. You see? Your husband don't have expense with that. Because we have, like I say, we have everything. Today, everybody wanted coffee, and they wanted cocoa, and they wanted Ovaltine. So then people not bother with that.
And a lot
And
of
it was
tin
good.
goods, huh? Because growing up, you didn't have the opportunity to have tin
Use
goods.
it up to now. I don't use it even up to now. Well, you see, even today they have the coconut powder. We use the coconut. And I have me Indian grater. And you bust it right in half, and you could drink some of the milk if you want. You put it in a tea, you put it in your bread, you put it in your rice. If I don't have that, I don't want to cook the rice without, so I don't. Yes. I want when you open the door, you smell the milk.
Yes, the
Coconut milk.
And your own coconut milk, not the one out of the pack.
Exactly, and you get it off the tree in the yard. Because I remember now, the farmer's supposed to be planting things. Staple trees, small crops and what. I remember something with gardening. I was in a garden group, Miss Floss and both 8 others, and we even get to name the Constitutional Park Pongyard Bridge. Yes, Miss Floss with both 8 of us, we got together and we came up with the name Constitutional Park. And that was, I was in the teens.
You remember all these things that happened there?
Yes, I do. I do. What was new to me with the farming thing, with the agriculture, I had gotten to engraft certain trees. Right in Sand Hill.
Grafting too? Okay.
Yes, that was in Logan's. Yes, we did some engrafting. So that was new to me.
What about your travels around Belize? Because you told me you traveled to the States a lot. As a tour guide, I know you had to travel to certain parts of Belize, but what areas of Belize you know, and what areas you have on your bucket list yet to go to?
Okay, I always fond of villages. So Northern Lagoon, Malante, Rockville, Democracia, these little places, like Sand Hill, Boston, Lucky Strike. Well, these are neighboring too, you know, but you still go to this place, Crooked Tree. I love the wildlife. I go there and fishing, you know. Yes, but everywhere I go right now, I deliver some babies right around, you know, whether before, during, or after. I went in a flood, not knowing there was a flood, going to Crooked Tree. I made offer to deliver this baby. And when she called, I said, don't worry, you have other children there. I did a baby before, and they stole some cashew seed from her. So I said, you know what? The next baby, I will do it. I will come. Well, that went here till she called me. I said, I'm coming. My husband took me to the road there, and I see the water. I said, what's happening here? He said, there's a flood, man. You know, here with the flood in. I said, Harley, listen to the radio. I tell him, well, I'm still going. I walk and I walk. I even had pictures. And I walk and I walk and I walk and I swam across the deepest part because I kind of missed the road. And I went on a tractor, and the young lady said, man, and this is a baby now, you know. He said, Tell your husband, he said, you hear one tractor? He said, look here, man. Try make we say how I can get that Belize and get on this boat and try go somewhere because you think the lady want come in a flood and plus tractor? Well, she was on the tractor. We make 4 stops and shove off the tractor. And we, yes, came back in the boat the next day. The baby was born. The baby was born. And coming back, the water went higher, and I came back in the boat to come back home.
But you swam across to in the first instance.
Yes. I always, when I carry luggage, my bag, I have it tied in a plastic first. You know, that if you drop fire, you know, get wet or whatever. Well, that was good. You swim with that cross. So that's one. Another time, a vehicle came in the yard. Lady said, one baby born on the planting. I said, well, yes, me one born. Kindly step aside, everybody come out and park one side, play cannot see her in the back. I want to do what I got to do and later on put the lady in the bed. The man said, well, you see how they make messy? I said, I wash out the whole truck. The whole truck had a dirty wheel, I call it dirty wheel, but I wash the wheel and all. Well, so that was a delivery. Another time I banged on a place and I used a home. The person couldn't reach here because they had to come in a bus. They came in a house, they crossed the river, and I went. The bus, I see a bus pass and the bus stop. Well, I decided to get the next bus going because when one come this way, another one going that way. And I went to Bay Pen, and when I got there, I didn't see anybody. I decided to walk in the road, and I saw somebody from far. I said, boy, she really got the pain now. She can't come back, you can't go forth, and you can't cross the river. I will step into somebody's place. The person was not there, and I kicked through the door, and we did the baby there. Wow. The next day, I decided to go and visit the person. They were in Belize. The man said, but I knew you a long time. My grandmother was a midwife. Sometimes anything happened. I said, thank you, Jesus. So I love the excitement again. Another time, one born in a dory.
Baby born in a dory?
All the time. I mean, not all the time, but this thing happened.
How did that go?
Well, because when they fishing and they pain in acting and they get chance with the pain, but that person don't really know when the water bag bust the baby and be right there. So you want to dilate faster, bam, so that's it right there. So they send call me and I pop there, and you do what you got to do. So they did and they born in the water, but not in Belize.
Okay. Wow.
Another time, one came in a chicken truck. I said, wait. The truck pull up. They said, we need some help here. The driver, we need some help. I said, what can I help? The mother don't pass out, the baby don't born, and nobody can come out. You stay there, Mr. Driver, shut your eye. Because the lady, if you open the door, the lady will pass out, the mother, maybe drop out of the vehicle. So you stay right there and take down the baby, and then I'll take down the lady and put her in a bed, bam, bam, bam. He said, no, pick up no one. Not a pregnant woman. I said, well, that's it. You pick up one, at least that one get through all right. These are the strangest. Yes, yes. But the thing is, delivering a baby, no matter where you are, it doesn't matter. American guy was looking for me, and he said, check here, and check there, and check there. And he said, oh, she lives also, because almost everybody know me. Oh, she lives also. Till he find me, and I got back there. I said, call your wife and tell her to put the mattress on the floor, because you say you have ground floor. Just take the mattress off the bed there and put it on the floor. Put some towels there. Bam, baby. I deliver her children later on. Yes. That was from Corazalito.
Any more you remember? I'm amazed by the stories you're telling me already.
Baby.
I'm just listening, you know.
I do for a lot of my family. Brothers' children, they're big now. Brothers' children, sister children, my own daughter. So I do a whole lot of babies for family, niece and nephew and whatnot. One called me from the States, he said, I wish he was here. He said, because hospital delivery is different from home delivery. One lady said to me one time, he said, I tell her, you can't make Belize, you only come for check. I said, no, make Belize. I can call an ambulance because I have a problem here, but the baby was born anyway. She said, the hospital closed. I said, hospital closed, it can't close. Well, it closed for me. When I want to have more baby, I'm coming right there. And she did. So some families, I do all. They don't even know the hospital, not for babies. And right in Sandhill. Whole family. Yes. So I have babies that driving the school bus right now. Another family that I did all the babies, they had a bus run. Well, he got sick, but they had a bus run. And like I say, you see the Coast Guard, you see the policeman. That's a young recruits. They right wrong, they walk wrong. Even the ladies, them, some of the girls, them. I see them at BDF clothes. When I look on Facebook, I take off the lead picture and put in an album. Those are my children, man. My daughter said to me, well, listen to me, if you get sick and all, I think you $1 each, I don't know how much you want to get rich. You don't need to go on pension. Yes, but I love what I'm doing. When you love what you're doing,
You don't work.
it's not hard. It's not hard, none at all, because you like, come right there. Do this, do that, swing us up. Man, just keep the person calm if you have to be there. Yes, when eat and drink and beer and talk, get out the fair, and bam. The job make me talk a lot. And while I'm talking, the baby, the band lady say, you see that lady there? He make the baby swim right out of me. Swim, I never hear about baby swim. But that's how they view it. You know? That's how they view it. It's easy for them because then they prepare the way. And then you have a thing called preparation. You know, some people want to get pregnant, some people want a baby, then they gentleman so long. There's a process. So they contact me. 15 years, the couple now have a baby, and later on they have a twin. He said, I can't mind two baby. I said, man, God, give you double blessing. If you take away, it takes so long. And now you say, I can't mind them. Man, look here. Aye. God can't please we, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. God can't please we. Yes, yes.
You're an amazing woman, Miss Audrey. I listen to you and all these deliveries. And I'm sure you have much more. So feel free for sharing. Do you remember to share it?
I visit many states. I want to give you one, I'll make you laugh now. At first glance, 1971, I went to California. I never remember this aunt, my mother's sister. But when I knock on the door, touch the doorbell, and he look out, I say, that's my mother's sister. Because my mother has a child, has her name, Aunt Cora. They have the same features. I said, oh, that's why your name off, huh? Okay. I tired of LA. I come back home, I go to New York. I said, you know what? Ooh, this is this place where they say, you're not asleep, no? Then I live beside a train station. I said, I don't know if I could hang out there for long. But I did. I used to be a cashier also in the States. I did. So while you kind of live with the business, man. Yeah, you're the train, you get used to it. All right. I said, you know what? I want to go to the next place. But I'm not ready to come home. I went at the terminal, bus terminal, a lot of bus parked there. No drivers, they must be, have their certain hours. Well, I park in a one, I jump in a one. I travel light, one bag. Put it on my head, and they're right there. When I feel the bus, they move, the man start up the bus, I say, what, where are we going? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Well, for the first time I'm going. The hotel, Independence, like I'm going to change. The hotel where I stay, I get 2 days job there. I got a laundromat, I get 3 days there. I spend a whole year there. Between 6 months and back. I could never forget the bicentennial year. Bicentennial year. I think that 1976. And they may make one lot of $2. I even have one. Loan $2 they may make. I say, wow. Now, a lot of people go to the States and always hear that and they want to come back and that. Okay, when I go to New York, one next time, I say, listen to me. I don't want tour guide still, because I know they know my house lock up. I go on a trip where they pick apples. Eat all you can. $1 for a whole bag. But if you don't carry it. Green apple, the apple, there's a pear. I say, I never hear nobody go to see and pick fruits yet. But I gonna pick fruits. One next time, I gonna one next state, Philadelphia. But then they reap grapes. People not usually do that. They go to states and they come back dress up and then they speak and think, all that is good. But I want to see different things. So I finally places there. So Philadelphia, here I come and I hear the story. I say, you went a place where you never know, man. What happened to you? If you lost, I tell her, no, you call the police or you somewhere where there's security there. You don't lost. You know I lost. You know I lost at all. No, I hear this way back. The rest is in come from Scotland. I don't remember that 2 or 3 brothers come to Belize and they scatter about the place and you hear all kind of story. Well, out of every generation for we, one out of the generation visit there. I had a lot of sheep here, 90 sheep, dog killed 91 lick. Listen to me, I went London, England, Manchester, Birmingham, meet some of the family there, and as I watching a head white leg for me. And a young. I said, oh, that day I get this a white head from 16 and white head. So you're old before you're young. The man said, no, you're not old before you're young. Your face looks still young, that's your hair white. I said, oh, you say I can still be one nice housewife. I tell him, what? That way it is now. Anyhow, so I went there. No, I love there. I could have lived there. So I, Manchester, Conway, Birmingham. I came back with a big photo, the Queen and 4th generation. Okay. I love it. And you ride in big bus with the top there and look wrong. You feel like tourists.
The double deckers.
Yes, I love it. And I get to ride the Queen Victoria boat. When I first got to LA, I get to ride the Queen Mary. With the Queen jewelries and crown and whatnot. So, you know, I go and say, well, I'm going to know this place or family. No, I explore wrong now. I got my eye open up. Why this, why that, I want to boat ride, I want that and that. Because I used to the boat on key. So, I kind of like see.
Mrs. Audrey Budd, I've certainly enjoyed listening to you. For a while, you had me just sitting down, listening, because you have so many interesting stories and so many interesting things that have happened to you in your life, and you are somebody who obviously likes to share these experiences. If anyone would like to contact you, Miss Audrey, how can you be contacted? Okay,
I have a number, public number. I don't have private. But that's for everybody. 636 72 52. If you believe you need my help, or just want to hold a conversation, or just curious about something, call me, but don't call me Kalik.
I like that. 632 636 72 52. 636 72 52. And you're right here in the village of Sand Hill.
Beautiful Sand Hill. Lot of sun.
Yeah. Why do you call this place Sand Hill?
Well, because of Pine Ridge and lot of sun.
Just because of lot of sun?
I think so.
Had a big sand hill somewhere? Or?
Well, I'm alone sand. I tell you, they never even had road. So then, mostly sand. It's a Pine Ridge. Yes.
Sand
Good
Hill.
things come from the Pine
Hill
Ridge.
of Sand.
Yes, Hill of Sand.
Yeah, Hill of Sand.
Yep.
And you have served your village very well, and of course, by serving your village and the area, you have definitely served your country very well. Right.
You can say that.
Now, Miss Audrey, all good things come to an end. I certainly enjoyed my time sitting here talking to you and listening to you, really, and the experiences that you've been through. Is there any message you want to leave with us before we sign off?
Okay. It's good to do good. It goes a long way. Follow instruction. Makes it easier. Go the extra mile. It pays off. Make yourself useful. Don't be a lazy person. There's lots of things to do. Lots of things to do. Some things you desire, some things you need to learn, some things you learn just to help someone. You just look out there. There's always someone in need. Make yourself useful.
And learn to love, right? Because when you...
That's the main thing. When you love, everything else come in easier.
That's right.
It's love that makes the world go wrong.
Share
the love.
Share the love, right? And the thing is too, Ms. Audrey, but love starts with you learning about yourself and loving yourself, right? You have to love yourself, love God, and then you share that love with others, right?
Exactly. Because if you don't have the love of God, you don't have nothing. You walk around seeking and looking for it in the wrong place.
That's right.
So then, you cannot give what you don't have. So get it and share it.
That's right. How would you get love, Miss Audrey? How we get love?
Well, it first comes from above and it's pure. And then when it enters the heart, you play it out. You play it out. Love is sharing, love is caring. Eat out of one plate. Comb one another hair, do things for others. Now wait for they ask you.
Different types of
You
love.
go somewhere, and when you go somewhere, I could help you. No, yesterday you have the dishes, you wash it up. Make yourself useful. Love is caring, love is sharing.
But then love is also a choice that we make, right? We could choose to love and some people choose not to, right?
Well, then we need to choose love. And when we choose love, it will come. Love is like a river. It flows out before it flows in. So then if you show love, it will return.
And because you choose to love, you know what we usually say, Miss Audrey? Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love.
Amen.
Belize Watch. Knowledge of the past, impacting the present, building the future.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me.